It was game number 70 of the Indian Premier League. It was the Royal Challengers from Bengaluru who were up against the Lucknow Super Giants at the Ekana Stadium. A straight shootout for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, a must-win game so as to finish in the top two as far as the playoff race is concerned. They were up against the Lucknow Super Giants who have now sort of started to hit back form, but it had already gotten way too late for them because they are already eliminated from this year's Indian Premier League, and for them it was just about finishing on a high. Like always in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the key highlights of the 70th game of the Indian Premier League. The two captains in Jitesh Sharma and Rishab Pant were there at the centre for the toss, and it was Jitesh Sharma once again as the stand-in captain of RCB as Rajat Patidar's injury continues, and he was going to play as an impact sub for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. RCB won the toss and elected to bowl first, keeping in mind that all the venues in the northern India have started to have a very big role of dew in the second innings, and because of that it was an obvious choice to go out and bowl first. The only thing the Lucknow Super Giants had to do now was to come out in all guns blazing and get maximum runs on the board like they did against the Gujarat Titans in the previous game, so that they can go on and save that total. And on a venue like Ekana, where the wicket is so good to bat on and dew plays such a big role, any total is less as far as defending is concerned. Matthew Bretsky, who was playing in place of Aiden Markram in this game because Aiden Markram had left because of international commitments, he did start off with a couple of boundaries but then had to return back because of some tremendous bowling by Nuwan Thushara, who was swinging the ball and really yoked Matthew Bretsky on this occasion and got rid of the first wicket. Rishab Pant, who has had a terrible run with the bat this time around in the IPL, he promoted himself ahead of an informed Nicholas Pooran because in the previous game Rishab Pant did hit a couple of sixes and it looked like that he's sort of getting back into form, and because of that he promoted himself, came at number 3 today and absolutely started to time the ball to perfection. It looked like that Rishab Pant was never out of form. That is how good he was timing the ball today, and he was accompanied by Mitchell Marsh, who is having a dream season, has piled up 600 runs this season, making it one of the best seasons for him since a decade now he is playing, and this is the first time that he has gone on and piled up so many runs. Both the batters got to their half centuries, and it looked like that the Lucknow Super Giants are again on track to go on and score big runs, at least 200, 210, 220 and even 230. That is how well they were striking the ball. They were striking at a run rate of about 11.5, 12 all throughout that innings. But then Mitchell Marsh had to return back to the pavilion after a well-made 60 odd. He had to return back. He was the second wicket to fall, but the platform was laid now for the big hitters in Nicholas Pooran, Abdul Samad, Ayush Badoni to come and finish the innings for the Lucknow Super Giants and take the total in excess of 200. But on the other end, in the meantime, Rishab Pant was absolutely batting in a splendid form. He got to his first century for Rishab Pant this season. It's been a very bad season for Rishab Pant with the bat, but today in the final game for the Lucknow Super Giants this season, he left a statement, made sure that his team has sufficient runs on the board and are sufficient, and Lucknow can finish on a high. Rishab Pant did not really stop after his century. He now with Nicholas Pooran absolutely decimated the death bowling of the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, making sure that the team have sufficient runs on the board. 227 is what the Lucknow Super Giants managed. 67 for Mitchell Marsh, 118 for Rishab Pant, absolutely being the two key batters and absolutely taking the lead in this game. 227 looked at least 30 runs above par, and nobody really gave the Royal Challengers from Bengaluru any chance at the midpoint of this game. The Royal Challengers Bengaluru had to not think too much and just take it one over at a time, but most important thing was to get and utilize the power play to the fullest, and that's exactly what Phil Salt and Virat Kohli did for them. They absolutely maintained the required run rate. They were playing at the run rate, both of them absolutely playing the way they played in the previous game, but it was going to be an uphill task for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. A string of wickets fell. It looked like that the RCB team has crumbled under pressure. Phil Salt got out. So did Rajat Patidar, who hasn't been in the best of forms since quite a long time. In the last couple of games, he is averaging under 12, and that aren't encouraging signs for the RCB team. Liam Livingstone, who got an opportunity today in place of Tim David, who was injured, had to return back without troubling the scorers. 0 is what Liam Livingstone got. But then Virat Kohli got to his half century, but his stay too after that half century wasn't too much. You can see on the screen how disappointed was he with himself, and all the hopes at this point were lying on a Virat Kohli, because the middle order of the RCB team till now hadn't really inspired confidence, that too without a Tim David. And because of that, Virat Kohli was disappointed, because he was playing at a terrific strike rate of over 180. He had gotten to his half century, and now it looked like that Virat Kohli might just take the team over the line. At midpoint, around 10 overs, the RCB team were at par with the required run rate. The required run rate was 11 and a half, and they were striking at around 12 runs per over. This opportunity was when Jitesh Sharma timed one ball to third man. There was a miscommunication between him and Mayank Agarwal, which could have costed in a run out, but Will O'Rourke missed that opportunity, and that opportunity had to go on and cost a lot to the Lucknow Super Giants. It came the over of Shahbaz Ahmed. The Royal Challengers Bengaluru were lacking a little bit behind, and as far as the required run rate was concerned, but Shahbaz Ahmed was taken to the cleaners, hit over 20 runs in that over, and because of that, it looked like that maybe the Royal Challengers Bengaluru are well and truly back into the game. In the very same, in the 16th over it came, and Digvesh Rathi was there with the ball. The Lucknow Super Giants, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, needed 11 runs per over. On the very first ball of the over, Jitesh Sharma tried to reverse scoop, which went straight towards point where Ayush Badoni was stationed for that that exact shot. The catch was taken, but when the umpires went towards the third umpire to check if the catch was clean or not, look what they found. This is what they found. Digvesh Rathi was cutting the line. He got it was a no ball, and after this there was no looking back for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Jitesh Sharma absolutely took all the bowlers to the cleaner. He was batting like a dream, got to his first IPL half century, a terrific knock by him, and the dream started to become a reality for the RCB team suddenly now. Another opportunity came in the over of Digvesh Rathi itself. Man cut was done, but then there was Rishab Pant took the appeal back. The umpire also gave it not out. The rules and all of that, we have done a separate video on that, so do check that out as well for what exactly happened in the 16th over. But this was another opportunity that went down the lane, went down for the Lucknow Super Giants. It was that by then everything was done. Jitesh Sharma had really shown what brutal hitting is. If Rishab Pant, you guys thought was the talk of the town, was going to be the talk of the town, it wasn't going to be true, because Jitesh Sharma hit those 70 odd runs, which proved to be the reason why RCB could win. Just look at these visuals, how important this win really meant for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. It's for the very first time after 9 years that they have finished in the top 2 positions. And why that is so important, because in the history of playoffs, it has just happened once that a team finishing on 3rd or 4th has gone on and won the IPL. On all the other occasions, the team finishing in top 2 have won the IPL, because they have 2 shots to play the final, and that is why this win was so important for the team from Bengaluru, what in search of their first IPL title. Look at that scorecard, 85 of 33, brutal hitting from Jitesh Sharma, 41 not out from Mayank Agarwal, and this crucial 54 by the bat of Virat Kohli, absolutely sealing the deal for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, winning with 7 balls to spare. Absolutely splendid batting performance. What has this done to the points table? RCB and Punjab. Now you have gotten a clearer picture. Qualifier 1 is Bengaluru versus Punjab. Eliminator 1, Mumbai versus Gujarat. And whichever team loses between Bengaluru and Punjab will get another chance to play the final. And that game will be between the winners of Gujarat and Mumbai. And whichever team wins the first game in Punjab and Bengaluru, that is Qualifier 1, will straight away book their berth in the final of the 18th edition of the Indian Premier League. That is how important this game was, and lots of people were talking about the fact that all the 4 playoff spots have been sealed, 1 week remaining in the league stage. So if there was any excitement that was left in this league stages, that was given to all the fans of IPL today in the final game of the league stages of the Indian Premier League. So just 4 more games now and we'll know who the champion of the IPL in 2025 is. Lots more cricket coming your way. You need to stay tuned to Sports Today if you haven't already. What are your thoughts? Who is going to win the IPL this season? Is it going to be a new winner, or are we going to see an old winner who has done it previously? Let me know about that in the comment section below. Like this video, share it with your friends, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that as soon as we are live or there's any interesting content coming your way, you guys come to know first.